Team 3, welcome back to week 2 of term 3. I hope you've enjoyed your holidays. For now, we're back doing home learning. So each week I'm going to send you a recipe and a video to watch. Now these recipes aren't compulsory to cook, but what I do think is important is if you can cook something, like making dinner with your family, special breakfast on the weekend, or even desserts, it would be a good idea to keep up the skills that we have learnt so far this year. This means your knife skills with your bridge and claw techniques, as well as peeling and grating. By keeping up these skills, it means you'll be ready to come back to school and cook in the kitchen when we do return. So for now, I'm going to go off and do this week's harvest, then come back to you and talk about the recipe. Let's go. So today we've harvested rainbow silver beet, spring onions, collected our chicken eggs, and we've got fennel. So let's go start cooking. Okay, so I've harvested my ingredients, but before we start talking about this week's recipe, I want to talk to you about kitchen in term 3. I know your inquiry unit is around the world in 50 days, and you're going to be comparing Australia to other countries from around the world. So for kitchen, term 3 recipes are going to be inspired by dishes from around the world as well. This week's recipe is a classic Greek dish called Spanakopita. Now Spanakopita is a savoury pie that's made from thin phyllo pastry and has a filling of leafy greens and cheese. The pie can either be one big pie that's cut into individual slices, or you can make small individual pies as well. Today our Spanakopita is going to be in small triangles. I've chosen this recipe this week because Greece is well known for its leafy greens that grow in the wild, called horta, and they also have a lot of wild fennel growing as well. So this made me instantly think about all the greens we had down at Findon growing, and a fennel forest as well. So the ingredients for our Spanakopita include silver beet, fennel, and spring onion, all from the Findon garden. We have eggs from our chickens. There's salt and pepper, olive oil, nutmeg, onion, garlic, and the cheeses we're using are ricotta and feta, and we have our phyllo pastry. Now all my ingredients are washed and ready to go, so let's start cooking. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the filling for the Spanakopita. I'm going to, using the bridge technique, chop the onion in half. I'm going to take the top and bottom off. We're going to peel it. And then using the claw grip, we're going to dice the onion finely. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the fronds from our fennel, put them aside for later. Take the stem off the fennel, and we're going to dice this very finely as well. We're going to get our garlic, smash it to remove the peel. We're going to roughly chop it. Then we're going to smash it into a paste with a fork. We're going to chop our spring onions into thin slices. Then we're going to pick our fennel fronds off the stems and finely chop them as well. Now we're going to take our silver beet, we're going to remove the stems, we're going to roll it into a ball and shred it. Our filling ingredients are now prepared. We need to start combining them. So we're going to take a pot, put it on the heat. Take a drizzle of oil. We're going to add our fennel and onion and cook it down till it's soft and see-through. Alright, I'm going to add the garlic to the onion and fennel and cook down for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to stir through the silver beet. I'm going to put this aside to let it cool, and I'm going to continue with the other filling ingredients. In a large bowl, I've got the feta, which I have mashed up with a fork. I'm going to add my ricotta. I'm going to season it with some pepper. And mix it together. I'm going to add the chopped fennel fronds and spring onion. A pinch of nutmeg. And I'm going to add 2 eggs that I have whisked together with a fork. Now our onion, fennel and silver beet mix has cooled down a little bit. We're going to mix it together with the rest of the ingredients in the bowl. So this is one sheet of the phyllo pastry. I'm going to drizzle it with a bit of olive oil. Very lightly. And place another sheet of phyllo on top. We're going to cut it into 3 strips. Get our filling mix. Put a teaspoon of the mixture at one end. We're going to fold it up into a triangle. Bit more oil on the base. We're going to brush this with oil. Put it onto our prepared baking tray and continue with the rest of the phyllo and filling till all the triangles are made. I'm now going to cook these in the oven. It has been preheated to 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes until they are crispy and golden. Now the Spanakopita triangles are baking in the oven. While we're waiting, I just want to let you know why I have my phyllo pastry underneath a damp tea towel. That is because the phyllo pastry is very, very thin. And as the air gets to it, it will dry out and become cracked and you won't be able to use it anymore. So it's best to keep it covered while you're assembling. There you go, Learning Team 3, our Greek Spanakopita triangles. That's it from me this week, Learning Team 3. I hope you enjoy this week's recipe and the Greek Spanakopita triangles. And I look forward to bringing you more dishes from around the world. See you next week.